Yo guys, Crescent here, welcome to another build video. Today I'll be showing you my dot build for Stamina Sock. This build is going to be super fun to play because it's totally different than what you usually play on a Stamina Sorcerer. And it's not like a Wrecking Blow build, it's not like a Sword and Board Puncture build. It's just basically really different. That's why I feel like this build is really fun to play, okay? So let's hop straight into the sets like usual. Okay, so Monster Helm. I'll be using 2 different monster helms. You could use 3 as well. Obviously, if you want to go offensive like me, you can use Slime Craw, both impenetrable. Tri-Stat Glyph on the head, so you get a bit more health. And you could use Bloodspawn as well if you want to be a bit more defensive. Just make sure you have 1 heavy and 1 medium for the head and shoulders. And if you are an orc like me, you can obviously use this one, Troking. Troking is really nice as well for race that have extra health recovery. Okay, so it's really important. Alright, and the second set we'll be using is Bone Pirate. Bone Pirate is just way too good, way too important on a Stam Sock, so I feel like Bone Pirate is a must-have almost. So I'll be using 5-piece Bone Pirate on the body. Everything is impenetrable. And yeah, so for me, I have all my Bone Pirate pieces with maximum stamina, so it's really up to you. But if you feel like your health is a bit low, because in Cyrodiil we have about 2.2k health, which is 22k health, which is kinda low. If you want, you can put Tri-Stat Glyph into the Bone Pirate pieces. Alright, and the third set we'll be using is Briarheart. Briarheart is really powerful for dot builds, is because every time you do a crit damage, if after Briarheart proc, after you do a crit damage, okay, 10% chance is a bit low, but since we are a dot build, it's super easy to proc. So the moment this proc, you get weapon damage, which is really nice, 440 weapon damage, and every time you do a crit damage, you will get 600 plus health, which is in Cyrodiil about 300 plus, okay? And every single dot, so you can apply, like for this build, it's about 6-7 dots you can apply, and you can just crit a lot, because our crit is really high as well in this build, so you can just gain a lot of health while being offensive with Briarheart. That's why Briarheart is really nice if for a dot build, like a Stamina DK is really nice as well, or Stam Sock. Okay, so we'll be using a jewelry, 3 pieces, all robust, weapon damage, cost reduction, and weapon damage. You could put health, you could put stamina recovery as well if you want. I might change it around. I think 2 weapon damage is a bit overkill, but I think I might need another cost reduction or stamina recovery. So for the sustain, it's a bit easier on a sustain. Okay, we'll be using Maelstrom Battle Axe, and we'll be using poison on the Maelstrom Battle Axe. I'll tell you why we'll be using poison. Mainly because this is a dot build, obviously, and the second reason is when I show you the skills, then you will realize, because some of the skills will proc poison really easily. So I'll show you the skills later, and I'll mention the poison again. Okay, and obviously you'll be using the 5-piece Briarheart, 4/5 piece on the dual wheel setup. So you can mix and match if you want. I like to have 1 axe because you can proc bleed from the axe, and I'll use sword on the back bar. You could use, if you want more crit, you could use dagger. It's really up to you. I like sword because basically I have a sword, precise. That's why I use it. From the previous build I posted for my DK. So if you want, you could use dagger. You could use I wouldn't recommend you to use 2 axe, but dagger and sword is really nice. Even Mao is pretty nice as well. Just make sure it's precise on the back bar, weapon damage glyph on the back bar, and on the front bar, disease damage with Nirnhorn. Okay, just remember this. So this is the setup. Yeah, the monster helm, like I mentioned just now, Bloodspawn is really nice as well. Don't use Selene, because Selene is just not good on a dot build. You won't be doing a lot of direct damage. And yeah, Slime Craw is really powerful as well. Slime Craw, Bloodspawn, and Troking. These 3. Okay, so the setup is done, and I will show you the tooltip first. This is really important, the tooltip. We will achieve, as you can see on the title, you can see it's about 4,400 weapon damage. So let me just buff up myself first. Let me put all the dots. Okay, let me try to proc. Yep, it's proc Briarheart. Now you can see it's a 4.5k weapon damage. It's really powerful. Obviously we proc Briarheart, so we get Briarheart about 400 plus weapon damage. Actually, when you increase everything, it's about 600. Briarheart will give you 600 weapon damage, and obviously with your weapon damage glyph you will gain another 350, which is more or less 500 after every single buff. So with that, on the dual wield bar you can easily reach 4.5k. It's really powerful. Okay, so yeah, I'll just show you I'll just buff up. Okay, I'll just show you the basic tooltip. You can see weapon damage is about 4.5k, weapon crit is about 45%, really powerful. Recovery is a bit low, like I mentioned. If you feel like this recovery is too low, you can put more into stamina recovery glyph. It's really up to you. Or cost reduction is really nice as well. Health is decent. Stamina is pretty high as well, 38k. And yeah, that's about it for this build. It's really powerful. The only problem is our resistance is pretty low. Even after buffing up, it's only 17k. So you got to bear in mind, you're gonna play this build really offensive. Like you have to put all your healing up, and yeah, so your best defense is offense, basically, this build. Okay. Pardon me. Alright, so I'll go through the potions and poisons and everything. So the potions that we'll be using, there are a lot of potions. Detection potion, tri-stat potion, immune to knockbacks, crit potion is really nice as well. You go up to 55% crit, which is crazy. Speed potion is really powerful as well. Major expedition, so you get major and minor expedition from your skill, and this potion is really powerful. Obviously non-CP lingering health is really nice, and speed potion, speed and health dot potion is really nice as well for non-CP, these two. Okay, so this is another source for your dot heal, so you have a lot of dot heal for this build. Okay, obviously we'll be using Cameron Throne, dubious Cameron Throne, food. And the poisons that I like to use for this build is health damage poison, so you get 2 dot damage and increased cost of your victim's stamina ability. Even in CP campaign, I will use this poison because our skills can proc these poisons really easily. Like obviously this skill can proc it, light attack can proc it, and your cleave can proc it as well. So there are a lot of chance you can proc it. It's really easy to proc. Okay, so you can apply a lot of dot like instantly. That is how the build function. I'll tell you more into detail when I go through the skills. Okay, obviously there are different kind of poisons you can use. You can use cost increase poison as well, but I highly recommend, because this is a dot build and you want to rely your dot for your healing. So obviously you will be using power surge or crit surge. So obviously the more dots you have, the better chance you will crit with the dots and the better healing you will get. So I highly recommend you to use poisons that will do damage. Okay, like this kind of dot poisons are really important. Obviously you can use something like immobilize poison if you feel like you need it, or drain stamina poisons. You can increase your basically your stamina recovery, so it's really nice as well. So it's really up to you, but for me, I use this dot poison. I think it's the best. Okay, I forgot to mention we are using the warrior mundus stone, and yeah, and obviously the dubious Cameron Throne drain. Okay, now to the skills. The skills are really important because this is how the build function. There are two ways. One way is to use Fury. Another one is without a DPS skill, which is kind of interesting but kind of funky as well, I would say. Alright, so I will go through the skills first, obviously, so that you know how what skills we have. Shuffle is must have because we are medium armor build. Cleave, basically this is your Crave is basically your skill that apply another dot. The dot will go up to 10k per 10 seconds. So if I buff up, yeah, because my weapon damage now is not at the maximum, so basically the dot will give you a 10k damage, physical damage over 10 seconds, which is really nice. Not really powerful, but just really nice, because this skill will give you minor heroism, which is really powerful, so you get a lot more dawn breakers down. So I feel like this skill is a really nice skill to have. And obviously you get close stampede, you apply another dot, so you can apply instantly 2 dots, and we are using an axe as well, so you can apply 3 dots instantly. If your poison proc, Like, I'll just show you really quickly. So you do a light attack. You see a poison proc. So basically we have 1 dot from Stampede because of the Maelstrom weapon we are using, another dot from Crave, second dot, and 2 more dots from the poisons, and 1 more if enemy bleed, you'll get another dot. So you can instantly apply 5 dots, which is really powerful. I'll just show you again. It's really simple. Just get close in, light attack, then animation cancel into weapon swap into your back bar. So you can apply like a lot of dot instantly straight into your back bar, which I'll show you the skills again. Obviously on the front bar we'll be using Dark Dew, Rally, and Overload just to put down. On my Overload bar I put Caltrops. You can switch it around how you like. Dark Dew. This is on my Overload bar. Okay. And on the back bar, on the Dual bar, we'll be using Power Surge. This is another heal from us, a dot heal. Blood Craze, another heal again. So you get 1.2k every 2 seconds, not a lot but quite decent, and the dot damage is really powerful. Fully buff, it will go up to 16k or so for every 9 seconds, over 9 seconds, which is really strong, and it's really cheap as your Blood Craze. Another dot we will use is Hurricane. So basically on the front bar we have 5 dots, on the back bar we have Blood Craze another dot, Hurricane another dot, so we have 7 dots already, and Dawnbreaker another dot, so we have more or less 8 dots, which is really nice. Hurricane is your dot as well. Obviously just buff up Major Resolve, Major Minor Expedition, really nice. And Rune Cage is your CC. So this CC is kind of nice, is because I'll show you later. I'll just tell you all the skills, and obviously you'll be using Vigor and you'll be using Dawnbreaker. So these are the skills. You can switch it around. I'll tell you another way you can play this build using Fury, but I'll just show you this setup first, okay? So like usual, you just buff up everything. You buff up everything, you make sure everything is up. So you see your enemy, you get close in, you do light attack straight into Cleave, and then you weapon swap into Blood Craze, and then straight into heavy attack, then you use this CC, and then you Dawnbreaker. That is how I do usually if you have ultimate. So when I always recommend you to use this add-on, so you can see if you're on PC obviously, you can see the dot on your enemy. So every time when the front bar dots are down, you reapply them again. Always heavy attack into CC. That is really important as well. Heavy attack into CC, and then you Dawnbreaker. So just make sure these 2 dots are always up on the enemy. And then Blood Craze is really powerful as well because it's your healing dot as well. And then yeah, obviously if you want to be even better with this build, is you make sure your basically your weapon damage procs are all proc, like your Briarheart is procced already, and your weapon damage glyph is proc. So you get the 4.5k weapon damage, then you go into Dawnbreaker. That is the best combo you can use. Obviously if you're on a console, I think it's a little bit harder. You need to listen to the sound and you see the animation on your body, then you can notice. But yeah, on PC it's a lot easier, you can see it. So yeah, so this is the first setup. The second setup is more or less the same, but instead we won't be using oh, I can't weapon swap, I need to wait up. So you'll be using Fury, and we won't be using Crave, so we won't be using this Cleave skill. We drop this. Basically you just put one of the skills on the front bar, like one of the buff skills on the front bar, on a two-hand bar. So two-hand bar is kind of like your buff bar on this setup, and you will use Fury. Fury is another dot heal. So this is a little bit more defensive, I would say, this setup. So you get a lot of dot heal. You get Rally, you get Vigor, you get Power Surge, another dot, you get Briarheart, another dot, 4 dots already, and you can use Troll King, another dot, 5 dots. You can use Potions dot as well, the Lingering Health or the Speed Potion, you can get 6 dots. So it's just crazy, you can get so many dots. And obviously Fury, you get 7 dots. So you can get 7 dot heal from this. It's just kind of ridiculous in my opinion. Obviously if you want to go even crazy, I wouldn't recommend you to use this Rend or Thrive in Chaos. I feel like the damage of this skill is just way too low. The healing is super powerful, I would say. It's really nice, especially in non-CP. But I wouldn't recommend you to use the dual ultimate. I think the damage is just way too low. It's 60k more or less. You go up to 80k, 70, 80k for 16 seconds for rend, but it's 16 seconds, so the damage is, for me, it's a bit too low. I feel like Dawnbreaker, the CC from Dawnbreaker is just too good, and Dawnbreaker will go up to about 19.5k 2-tip after fully buff. So Dawnbreaker is really powerful as well. And bear in mind, we will be using a lot of CP points into Thermal Church instead of Master at Arms. So actually our Dawnbreaker could go even higher, but since this is a dot build, you focus on dot damage. Okay, so this is more or less the same for this setup. So you get close in, you always do a light attack, and then you swap bar, then you put a blood craze in, and then obviously you need to have your bigger your hurricane up as well, and then you just light attack into Fury, and then when your dot is down, just reapply them again, and then you CC into Dawnbreaker. It's just basically more or less the same. Yeah, this is the setup for Fury. Both are really nice. It's really up to you. Fury is a little bit more defensive, and for the Crave skill, the Cleave skill, I still can't really read it properly. Crave, it's kind of more offensive because it gives you minor heroism. Okay, so yeah, this is for the skills. What else do I need to show you? I think I show you the poisons, potions, everything already. This stat sheet it's done already, so only CP left. Siphoner 19, 51 Warlord, 3 into Sprinter because I'm Orc, so I run a lot. 64 into Mooncalf, 27 into Tenacity, 66 Tumbling, 19 Bless, 13 Shattering Blows, 6 Physical Weapon Expert, only 37 to Master at Arms because we will be using Thermal Church, 51 points, so 19% Thermal Church, really important. 51% Precise Strikes, important as well because we have crazy amount of crit. 10 into Piercing, 43 into Mighty, 61 to Ironclad, 14 Resistance, 40 Thick Skin, 49 Hardy, 43 Elemental Defender, and 23 into Quick Recovery. Okay, so this is the build I have in mind. Obviously you can switch it around, like I mentioned, the poisons, you can change it around, you can change the skills around a bit, you can change even the monster helm, like you want Troll King a little bit more defensive instead of Slime Crawl. Slime Crawl is powerful because it gives more crit, and the minor berserk will increase the dot damage a lot. That's why I like Slime Crawl. But some situations I prefer Troll King because like in non-CP you need the healing, so I feel like Troll King is better in non-CP. Okay, yeah, so I think that's about it for this build. I even explained the combos and everything with it, so you know how to play this build. Just bear in mind, this build is not the best 1vx build. It's a really fun build to play, but you always need to remember that the downside of this build is you need to go offensive to get your healing, your Briarheart, your Blood Craze, you know, your Troll Kings and stuff like that. So you need to go offensive. That's why this build is just really intense, you know. You like apply dots, you put a lot of pressure on your opponent, and it's a really fun I would say dueling build as well. It's really powerful in dueling as well. Okay, so that's about it from my side. Make sure you throw this video a like, that would be much appreciated, because I did a lot of theory crafting in this build myself. I tested a lot of stuff, and obviously subscribe to my channel if you want to. I do a lot more build videos, gameplay videos, 1vx videos, a lot tutorial videos as well, so all ESO related. And I'll see you guys in the video then. Okay, bye bye.